and welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. We got a lot to say. Yeah, I got my bonnet on today because I got my hair. I'm doing a hair treatment, okay? You guys will see what it looks like when the hair treatment is over. I have aloe, coconut oil, black seed oil is trying to revive the hair follicles that were damaged. So that's why I'm looking like this today. And I got my heating pad. My heating pad. So I put it on top of my like this. Oh, it feels so good and warm. Chant A Psalm A Day. Chant A Psalm A Day. Still pulse. Still pulse. Still pulse. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. We are here today again. Steel Pulse. Thank you, Steel Pulse. I love you guys. Brethrens. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day today. We have so much to unpack, okay? So much to unpack. But first, I want to give thanks that the words of my mouth, really, because I might say something, the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable to what is righteous, what is nice, good, kind, loving, forgiving, and all of that. You know, that's who I want my words and meditation to be acceptable to. Because you all might not accept it, but you're here, so thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. Thank you for liking the video, for subscribing to this channel. I had some subscribers. That was really amazing. So thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and for liking the video. That's a really nice thing. I want to share with you my Harriet Tubman pin from Amanda Seals. This is my Harriet Tubman pin. What would the ancestors say today? What would they say? Would Harriet shoot you? Think about it. You know, what would Harriet do today? Okay. Let's see. Thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day, though. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are here on a Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. We're returning to, work and school and all of this stuff is returning, right? Oh, thank you so much. It's one for all and all for one. That's a wonderful question. What do you want from life? Hi, blessed rise to you, Gull. Thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A Day and for having your coffee and tea and sitting up and listening to me. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. That happens often with me. Oh my goodness. We have so much to unpack. I wanted to start by sharing the Harriet Tubman pin and asking the question, what would the ancestors say? Similar to the question, what do you want from life? What do I want from life? I want tranquility of mind. That's what I would like. Tranquility of mind from life. And in that tranquility of mind, you are going to be afforded the opportunity to be free. To be free. Free to plant your own food. Free to plant your own food. Free to, eat what you grow. This is what I want. This is what I want from life, is to be in the living space, living food, living words, living life. And I see that living life differently than a lot of people see it. Okay. So we just are thankful. We're just thankful that we can be able to breathe. Now, the world, I usually tell folks, I'm not of this world. I'm alien to this world. The world has become a place, a cesspool, really, of idol worship, idolatry. It's become a cesspool of ignorance. It's been become a cesspool of financial incompetence. It's just, it's just, and then, it's just become that. So I don't look at myself as of this world, okay? So I am not of this world. I am not of the philosophy of this world that is about capitalism. We saw it yesterday. Yesterday in America, they have a big sporting event. Okay. This sporting event is called the Super Bowl. It is um, football. And a lot of people um, are magnetized to it, right? Even my son, he was, looking at some of it, and I just was in my room doing my work, working while everyone is out there in this distracted mode of this event. I took that time to strategically get things done. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Hi, Cash. How are you? Um, Thanks for joining Chant A Psalm, and thanks for commenting and being part of the dialogue when it comes to what is it that you want from life. And that I'm going to take that as our theme today. Okay, it's one for all. I'm going to take that as our theme. What do you want from life? What is it out of life that you seek for? Okay, what is that? So I know what the psalm is. I looked at the psalm this rise, and the psalm today is 112. And it's interesting, the title of the psalm. It's about the righteous will not be upset. The righteous will not be moved. Moved in terms of uprooting the tranquility of mind. The righteous will always have a tranquility of mind, no matter what comes their way. Okay, they can always switch into that righteous mode and look at the optimistic ness, if that's a word, of what is happening in life. So are you a righteous one? Are you seeking for good? Are you trying to do the right thing and embark on a journey of self exploration and discovery? Or are you already finished learning? So if you're finished learning, then you don't need to be here, right? You're done learning. I'm not done learning. I got a lot more to learn. As a app creator, as a creator, period, I create. And in that creation of creating, I become closer and closer to the creator. So, and then I get farther and farther away from individuals who do not have that same vision. So oftentimes I find myself alone, alone. And in that aloneness, I have a oneness. And that oneness is a greatness that I cannot find anywhere else. So thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day, and thank you for tuning in, and thank you for liking this video. Thank you for being part of a movement. This movement is a movement of self-discovery. This is a movement of self-reflection. It's a movement of, someone said to me, soul searching, searching deep within you, right? And when you search deep within you, you find things about yourself that some people may disagree with, or some people may say, oh, you should do this, or why are you doing that, or this should be done, or that should be done. You living your life. You living your life. So that is solid. It's one for all. That is solid, because getting better is better than being bitter. So we cannot hold on to bitterness. We have to want to be better. And according to One for All, I love that. It won't be enough um when enough of us aren't trying to make it better, when we are holding bitterness. And in becoming better, we are improving everyone around us, right? When you become better, you're improving everyone around you. I've been in relationships where people didn't want to become better, and it deteriorated the relationship. They didn't want to become better. They didn't want to, you know, become better, basically. And we have to know that becoming better does not stop at um, how we eat. Becoming better begins with our financial stability in the earth, on this, in this world. It's going to come a time where you're going to get crunched backed up against a wall, because financially you're not in that stable place. So oftentimes we have to put aside the things that we want so that we can have the things that we need. And let's see. I wanted to see what the verse of the day, because um, the verse of the day really kind of exemplifies the question of um, that what do you want from life, and trying to let go of bitterness to become better. It's a hard road, but it's hard because once you get up to that space, it's like you look at where you've come and what you've come through, that once you're in that space, it keeps you there. It keeps you in the self-reflection. So you're always looking in the mirror as you're climbing up the mountain or walking in that hard road. Your mirror is always in front. You're looking at yourself. So, some people, like I had a childhood bully. She didn't think she was bullying. She didn't think that she was bullying. She think that she was nice and all that, but she was a bully. She was very demanding, and her words were very controlling and wanting to control, me. And in realizing, and in hindsight, I realized that she was liking me in a kind of way, right? And turned around into a bully to um try to, how can I put it, control the way she feels. And in that controlling, being controlling of how she feels, not controlling her feelings. She wasn't controlling her feelings. She was out of control and trying to, get me in this space of wanting me to do what she wants me to do. And oftentimes, people who bully do not see that they're bullying, and she didn't see that. This is a childhood bully. And today, even today, I feel sort of like that with her, even though I went into, she works, I went to somewhere to get something, and she was there because she works there. And she was like, "You didn't call me, I'm not talking to you." And then, in this attitude, I was like, oh my goodness. So that's the example of manipulation and control of a bully. A bully does that. Somebody who's kind and generous and nice, They're not going to allow how they feel about you to override their kindness into bullying, you know. Um, so that is prefacing the psalm today, actually. Um, Iman, are you okay, Iman? And Cash, are you okay, Cash? We're gonna lift you all up because I don't know what is happening. Okay. Yeah. Hi doing and Iman. Okay. Thank you so much for your comments. Oh, your voice texting. Okay, so you have some typos. Yes, Cash, I want you to be okay. Are you? Yes, good. So, let's get into the psalm today. Um it's interesting because we have a lot to unpack. The recent event that took place with the Super Bowl and the football, and I respect people's pastimes and what they decide to do. Um, um, and everybody has what they like, right? Everybody has what they like and who they like, right? Everybody does that. Now, yesterday the psalm was who are you serving, right? Who are you serving in terms of who you have your allegiance to? And a lot of people have their allegiance to this world and the things of the world. You know, in their closet right now, you can go look, they got a Christmas trees and ornaments in there, right? Ready and waiting for December. I have nothing against people who, whatever you want to do, you do it. I'm not going to be around it, and I don't do that. We just had an event in the world, a Super Bowl event. And this event that happened. Oh, thank you, Iman, for subscribing to the channel. Mwah! And for liking the video, too. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good night. As we proceed to our psalm today, I wanted to, mention how some have allegiance to things that I don't have allegiance to. We can be friends, but that's as far as they're gonna go. A companion of mine or a marriage, I see as for me, that person has to not be in the world. They have to shed the things of the world. In other words. And those things are represented in these events. They're capitalist and they're very colonial. Colonialism and capitalism had a baby called white supremacy. And that has been perpetuated throughout our world in events such as football, basketball, all of these pastimes that have been monetized into a capitalistic and colonial regime. And who is out there suffering is black people on the field still. They may not be on the field picking cotton, but they're on the field running after a ball. Now, I read yesterday what ball represents. It's the same sound. It may be different meaning, but it's that same sound, very sneaky. And it's demonic. Okay? It's demonic. So in that demonized disguise, because it's a disguise, people fall into it. Let me tell you, if you take football away, you're going to kill folks. That's how much they're in it. That's how much they in it, to the point where they gamble their rent, their bill money is gambled into these things. And it becomes a cycle of poverty for folks. They end up in a cycle of poverty, a poverty cycle that keeps going. Ah, my Bible study just came in, y'all. Oh. This is the verse of the day, and we gotta put our verse of the day song on, y'all. Verse of the day. Let's get the verse of the day. Let's get right into it. Verse of the day. Verse of the day. Verse of the day. I love it. Okay, the verse of the day today is coming from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 2. Get your scriptures out. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 2. It speaks, "When I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and when I have a faith that can move mountains, however, I do not have love, I'm nothing." I'm nothing. Once you do not have love, you are nothing. And love comes from within. You got to love yourself. That's the true love. Other people may love you, you may love other people, but ultimately, you must love yourself. You must love yourself. And in that space of loving yourself, you will find that you need no other to love you. When that happens, that's good, accept the love. However, it's not needed. It's not needed because you love yourself and you have within yourself a means and a way of where to find yourself. Sometimes people think you need someone else to complete you. Once you have that person, you're complete, you're good, you're this. Then they do something you don't like, you upset. Conflict starts. Because what? You've put all your love into one person. That's not perfect. When you put your love into a higher frequency, you're able to love that person without being disrespectful, jealous, envious, bullyish, and all of that. When you put righteousness first, all will be well. Because we look at the psalm today and the verse today, the psalm today, the righteous will never be moved to upsetness. Upset. The righteous will not be moved to those spaces. Okay? Therefore, you must surround yourself with those that are like-minded. So you won't have conflicts of differences. And even though what is different is the way you look, you're physical, but we all the same with the capacity to love. That's what's common. You may not like football, I may like football, but guess what? The twain shall not meet because of the fact that one person doesn't like something the other person likes. Is that one person going to compromise for that other person or vice versa? It's conflict. Why go through that conflict? Okay? Why move in with someone and you tell them you need to paint that wall purple because I like purple and they don't? Is there compromise? No, you should not do that. You should not compromise who you are for someone else because they will take a piece of you. They're taking pieces of you. They're taking pieces of you, and then you're left with what? What are you left with after they've taken pieces? So when you are solidly secure, no one can make you compromise your values and your morals. No one. You're going to be set in your truth. So I've been in relationships with folks who liked something and I didn't, and I compromised, and it caused conflict. It's not good. So I don't do that anymore. I do not. You want different results? You got to do something different. And for me, doing something different is finding love within myself, because I'm going to want, I'm going to wait for however I say it, I can't remember. I'm going to let what I want me. I want righteousness. I want goodness and mercy. I want someone who does not follow this world and does not sit in front of a TV watching people run around after a ball, in terms of the enslavement of that. All the people on the field running around are black men getting killed and knocked upside their head, having concussion, their brain ain't functioning no more, just so you can have a sport and be happy and run and have a pastime, spend money. People are gambling. There's illegal gambling associated with these games. Sometimes these games are thrown where one team on purpose loses. There's an agreement behind the scenes with that. So, who are you serving is the question from yesterday. But the question today is from one of my viewers, and I love this question. What do you want from life? What do you want from life? That field that those football players were running around on, do you know you could plant food to feed millions of people on that field? Do you know that there's people in America that are homeless, that are starving, that are being mentally incapacitated and not getting the care they need? We have the rich feeding off of the poor, and those who follow these colonial capitalistic situations oftentimes are poor. They're not making the money that the rich are making off of these things, and you're being used, unfortunately, in that. You're being used, sheep to the slaughter, once again. So I can't be about that. I can't be a part of that, and I'm not going to be holding someone in my arms, laying next to someone every night, being a partner with someone when they are serving this world. You cannot serve two masters. You can't serve this world and God. You're going to hate one and love the next. It's going to be conflict in your life, in your relationships, in your marriage, and everything is going to be conflict. And conflict is something that I put in perspective. That's why I'm alone. Because everyone is not going to see what you see. I'm not going to see what you see. You can justify all you want when it comes to serving this world and the things of it. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, all these things of the world that consume your pockets, consumes you to the point where you become part of the poor being sucked by the rich. You become part of it. Instead of standing in protest against these things, keeping the financial, stability in your home, you take it outside the home and give it to the oppressor. How messed up is that? That's like, oh my gosh. That's the insanity. That's mental. That's a mental imbalance. That's a mental imbalance. Totally a mental imbalance. Can I get more hot water, please, sister? So, the verse today is really powerful because when you don't have love, you don't have nothing. And what love do you have? The love that you have, is it the love of this world? Or is it the love that's higher than this world, higher than even yourself, that you can't even fathom it, but you're staying the course of it? It's faith. It's called faith. 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 Were I to have some land today, that's what I would be doing. I would be taking my hands and planting food. Today, now. Some people sitting on thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they still working to one day enjoy it. Hopefully they're going to be physically okay to enjoy it. Because the type of work the world has people doing is back-breaking work. But when you're out there planting food, you're digging in the earth, guess what? You're reaping health. You're reaping health. So, can I get some more hot water? So, thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day and for liking this video, for subscribing. A lot of things I'm speaking about, some people might not want to hear. But I am going to speak it because of the fact that I was called to do that. I was called. I was called. I was called. So that was our verse of the day, y'all. That was the verse of the day. The verse of the day. Yeah. 1 Corinthians verse of the 13, chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. Verse of the day. Good. Verse of the day. Yay! That was the verse of the day, everyone. Thank you for liking this video. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for liking this video. By the way, I have an Amazon wish list I'm going to post next time. Because I have an Amazon wish list that I have on there for my 5th workshop that I'm doing. And it's going to be an interesting workshop because it might be a one-on-one where I do tutoring. It may change into something different. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. But anyway, the verse of the day. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My son is joining us. He's our guest today. He's our guest today. So, hi David, how are you? Thanks for the heart. Mwah. Thanks for the heart. So the most important thing is love. If you don't have love, I feel sorry for you out there. I know nobody watching this doesn't have love. You gotta have love if you're watching Chant A Psalm A Day. You gotta have some love, right, son? You gotta have love. So that was our verse of the day. I love the verse of the day. You gotta have love. You got to have love. You gotta have love. I want to look at what's the word of the day. I don't even know what the word of the day is. What is our word of the day? We gotta get our word of the day, y'all. It's the word of the day. It's the word of the day. It's the word of
day.
It's the
Word of the day.
word of the day. Word of the day. El Steven, good tomorrow, sister of the brethren. Hi. Hi, it's so good to see you guys on my live. We're chanting a psalm a day and we're having the word of the day. I like that song. I gotta play that again for you.
It's the word of the day.
Thank you.
It's the word of the day. It's the word of the day.
It's the
Word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day.
Thank you all so much. That's now the listen to the words of the day today goes hand in hand with everything we're talking about, okay? What do you want out of life is the question one of my viewers made. And that question, what do you want from life is the question. And I received that as the theme today. The theme today is what is it that you want from life? What do you want from life? What do you want for yourself from life? And I mentioned what I want, right? I want companionship. Yes, I do want companionship with someone that is not of this world. Maybe it's ET, extraterrestrial, I don't know. But they're not of this world. They don't serve the capitalist and colonial regime, right? They're planting food. So if you're a farmer, you're a rancher, call me. Because that's where I see myself to be. On a ranch, on a farm, outdoors, planting food, feeding people, helping the poor, teaching children how to read so that they can become able to critically think about the decisions that they're making once they become adults. So, my reading initiative, I have a workshop every summer. This is the 5th year, and it's a reading initiative. And we are gearing up for turning the page big time on this. I have a black mermaid that I created, and my black mermaid, I need a tail. I need a tail. See, that's why I need a companion who can support these things and help me with that. I need a tail for my black mermaid, and as a creator, I'm creating an app, and this app is going to revolutionize how we look at childcare and how we look at ourselves, really, because it's targeted specifically for growth and for positive development. So anyway, with that, I'm going to need a strong soldier by my side. Okay, my son, I have my son, he gives me, he supports that part of my life that I need that support. He's there. My daughter, that's my fire, they're fire angels. And I look at myself as I need another fire angel. And that fire angel has to be someone who's not afraid to step in the fire, who's not afraid to stop eating eggs, cheese, milk, and cow, and goat, and chicken, and squirrels, and any kind of animals that are walking around breathing with a heart. Any flesh. They're not afraid of that. Okay? They're not afraid of that. So that is an important part and the piece that's not missing from me, but that those who are wanting me or wanting to be with me must have, or that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So someone can come to me right today and say, you know what? I have a farm. I have land. I'm going to give you this land so you can plant your food. I'm going to give you your mermaid tail so you can be with your children in the summer. I'm going to help you. I'm going to put in $10,000. I'm going to help you because this is what people who love you say, and this is what they do. So I look at the movie 50 Shades of Grey, right? Remember that movie? How he, you know, courted her, how he, took her on his plane, his helicopter, whatever, and took her and these things. This is what a woman is, not just a woman, but me. This is what, you know, has to happen for me. So, and that's why I'm alone, because ain't nobody out there who's gonna stop eating the foolishness. They're too far deep in. People are deep in and they're not able to come out of the deep in that they're in. Myself, on the other hand, I went up in the hills and stayed for some time. So I know how to, not be part of this world in that way, of indoctrination. So inner tranquility, having a tranquility of mind inside yourself. Be careful, Cash, going out to swim. Where are you swimming? In a lake, in a river, in a stream, in a ocean, at a beach? Where are you swimming? Okay, in the tub? I don't know. So the words today, inner tranquility, and that's the word of the day. Let me play my song one more time.
It's the word of the day. It's the word of the day. It's the word of the day.
It's the
Word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day.
yes. So I take time for righteousness and I know tranquility. Take time for the higher force. Okay? Some people, when they get up in the morning, they curse, they fuss, they fight. That's what they do. When they get up in the morning, that's what they do: fuss, curse, and fight. So when you get up in the morning, what do? Okay? You take time for the Most High, righteousness, and tranquility. So the more you take time for yourself to commune with righteousness, the more easily you carry the tranquility of righteousness with you in every situation. So you can deal with situations better when you take time to commune with righteousness. Like a musical instrument, I bring myself into accord with all of life as I spend time in prayer or communication to righteousness. I call prayer communication to righteousness. That's what prayer is. Meditation and the beauty of nature. See how those three things always lead to the creation. So through regular practice, I develop the ability to feel infinite love and tranquility within. Within. Feeling a connection with righteousness doesn't require money or material items. So when we talk about feeling connection with righteousness, that connection does not require money or material things. Yeah, it doesn't require that. That's why all this Super Bowl, the money that they're counting today, that they made off of y'all, because you all feed into it, okay? They made money off of y'all. Watching it, buying into it, gambling on it, all of this stuff they made money off of folks. So when stuff like that can take your mind, they take your time and your mind. Because people sat in front of that TV all day yesterday watching it. That's not, you watch what you want to watch. I respect people, but you're not, that's not going to come near I, you know? I don't want a person in my life as a My soulmate, in other words, my soulmate has the quality of a revolutionary, not just a free mind thinking. It doesn't just need a free mind thinking, but it needs action behind that free mind thinking. So I take time and that action to commune with righteousness, right? Like a musical instrument. This is what you're compared to. You bring yourself into accord with all of life as you spend time in communication to righteousness, meditation to righteousness, and beauty of nature of righteousness. So, the theme today of what do you want out of life, this is the answer. Through regular practice, you develop the ability to feel infinite love within you. Feeling a connection with righteousness doesn't require money or material items. No matter where I am or what I'm doing, I can access ever present tranquility. You can access it. People try to take your joy away. They try to, knowing the tranquility of mind of righteousness, that's where it comes from, that almighty space of perfection and goodness and love and forgiveness and mercy. It comes from there. Knowing that tranquility comes from that righteousness belongs to you, brings you a deep sense of bliss, a deep sense of wow. So the more you devote yourself to communing with righteousness, in communication to righteousness, like sitting down, talking to God, sitting down, communing with God, not waiting till something bad happens and then you're like, God, help me, Lord. Oh my God, what did I do that? Don't wait till then. Don't wait till then. Commune with righteousness every single day. So you're going to be able, the more and more you commune with righteousness, in communication to God, to righteousness, the easier it's going to be to bring yourself into harmonious alignment with a divine tranquility of mind and discover serenity everywhere. You're going to be able to discover that once you are going in that space with righteousness. There is nothing right about people running after a ball, knocking each other upside the head and dying from concussions just so you can have a good time and just so people can make money off of the demise of humans. It's ridiculous. I started banning the NFL long time ago, like maybe 20 years ago, because of the research I did into these events. It's another form of enslavement. Colin Kaepernick, come on, y'all. He stood against the foolishness. And I'm standing with you, Colin. I'm standing with you, bro. If I can find a companion like that, oh my gosh, we will be powerful. Powerful, because we would make a change together in this world because of the alignment and that harmonious divine tranquility in a commonality as fire angels. Do you want to be a fire angel? Guess what? It's hard. Somebody told me they don't want to be on my team because it's hard. It's hard and the rules are hard. You got to do good every day. You can't slip up into a violent video game. You can't slip up into a cheeseburger from, a cow, or milk from the cow udder, or cheese from the cow's udder, or egg from the chicken. You got to leave those things alone to be a fire angel. I'm talking about. You got to leave those things alone. So this word today, I love the word today, is brought to us by Numbers 6:26. Righteousness lift up the countenance upon you and give you tranquility. The lift up righteousness is countenance. And for those of you who want to know what countenance means, it's a person's face or facial expression. So, countenance of righteousness, righteousness's face of facial expression is going to be lifted up. It's going to be lifted up. That face of righteousness is lifted up upon you. So the face of righteousness, a facial expression of the goodness, is going to be upon you, I, and it's going to give I tranquility of mind. I receive it. I receive it right now. Oh my goodness, I receive it in the abundance. So that was our word today, tranquility of mind. That was the word today.
It's the word.
Thank you for listening to the word of the day. Yeah, thank you.
It's the word of the day. It's the word of the day.
It's the
word of the day. Word of the day.
word of the day. I love that. Okay, that was the word of the day. Now we're going to head into the psalm. Ready for the psalm? We're going to chant this psalm today. We're going to chant this psalm today. This is my intro to the psalm. Sit up, buckle up, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Harriet. I'm calling Harriet Tubman. Let's go. Frederick Douglass. Hey! So, Psalm 112. I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is righteous. What I just spoke about in the word today. The verse of the day, the word of the day. I just spoke about it. I hope you are listening, because we're going into the psalm now, and the psalm speaks that the righteous will never be moved. Never be moved. Verse 1, praise the Lord. give our music and adulation and harmonic pattern to this one righteousness, perfection of it that we're trying to reach to. Blessed is the one that fears that righteousness, that's afraid of doing the wrong thing, that greatly delights in the commandments of righteousness, exclamation mark. Right? Verse 2. The one that's afraid to do wrong, their offspring will be mighty in the land, because the generation of the righteous will be blessed. Will be blessed. Verse 3. Wealth and riches are in the house of the one that fears to do the wrong thing, that's afraid of doing the wrong thing, that wants to keep doing the right thing. Wealth and riches going to be in their house, and righteousness is going to endure for all time to come. All time to come. Because light dawns in the depression for the righteous. And that righteous is gracious, merciful, and righteous. Righteous. Bottom line, period. Verse 5. It is well with the man that deals generously and lends, and that conducts their affairs with justice. Okay? When that one deals generously and lends and maintains their affairs with justice, that's righteousness. That's why I said people talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. You know, they talk about this, but then I don't see no donations. They talk about this, but I don't see my Amazon wish list sending stuff. So,
Kalau just get compared to the neighbor, they said you're too loud. They can hear you. They've been trying to sleep.
my son is telling me the neighbor says I'm too loud. No, I'm not. I think he's making that up. That's not that's ridiculous. Anyway, lending generously and dealing generously and lending. For in verse 6, for the righteous will never be moved. The righteous will be remembered all the time. And the righteous is not afraid of bad news, right? When bad news happens, the righteous's heart is firm, trusting in that righteousness, trusting in the goodness and the mercy and the love. Righteousness's heart is steady. Your heart is steady, right? You will not be afraid. Don't be afraid to come out of this world and live in the earth. Don't be afraid to stop the things of this world that you normally do and follow. Don't be afraid to resist. Don't be afraid to resist the foolishness. Don't be a human battery part of it, you know? Come out of Babylon, my people. Come out. Let my people go. So the righteous will not be moved, and they will be righteous will be remembered. They're not afraid of bad news. Their heart is steady, and they're not afraid, and they're going to look in triumph on their adversaries, those who were against righteousness. They're going to look at the triumph on these folks. For verse 9, the righteous has distributed freely and has given to the poor, and righteousness endures for all time. That horn of Ethiopia, the horn of Africa, is exalted in honor, according to verse 9. Talks about his horn. Who's his horn? The horn of Ethiopia, the horn of Africa, is exalted in honor. The wicked sees that and is angry. That's why we have conflict in Somalia and Ethiopia, because they want divide and conquer is still the old adage today. So the wicked sees it and is angry and gnashes their teeth and melts away. The desire of the wicked will perish. Okay? And that is these things of the world. The desire of the wicked desires material things. That's what the wicked desires. Material things that doesn't have a mouth, can't speak, like the Christmas tree, like the football game, like all these things of the world. The wicked is going to perish with them, with that. I feel sorry for folks. I really do. I can't be part of it. And this event that took place yesterday, the Super Bowl, that really solidified my stance on who I am, to not compromise who I am, what I stand for, the values I hold, the morals that I keep up, and I am not going to follow that. I'm not putting on a football jersey and being part of that life. You got to find someone else to be that. You know, somebody said to me, it's a football babe. I'm not a football babe. Sorry. So I'm not a football babe. That is our psalm today. That is it. We are up in the hour. Have a blessed, beautiful day, everyone. Remember to stand in love. Don't fall in it, because you're going to get messy. It's going to be messy. So chant a psalm a day, every day, all day. Have a blessed day, everyone. Remember, stand in love. Don't fall in it. Stand, stand. Take good care.